Hi, I am Jose Forcade, a student in CSCI E90, presenting you an overview of Amazon Web Services Elastic Beanstalk using .NET. We're in the Management Console and we click on Elastic Beanstalk. I have one application that I did earlier. It is not running. There's no environment created, but I could create one off of this particular application. Over in the right top corner, we have Create New Environment. And go back here and see that we've got deployment updates that we can do. We can install the Elastic Beanstalk command line interface to the computer and see a command reference, along with get some more information on EB. But right now we want to create a new application. So far as the particular application that's already been created, we can see instance different versions, delete it, and launch a new environment, which is like a new instance of this so if we want to create a new one, we click on Create New. I'm going to call it Test MVC and give it a description. Test.NET MVC 5. Click on Next. We want to create a web server. We want to select IIS. We could use load balancing and auto scaling, but for testing and development, much simpler or cheaper to use a single instance. We can install a sample application and then publish the application we want. And that's what I'm going to do. It's going to give it a name and give us an environment URL, which is, when you check availability, colored green means it's good. Give it the same description for the environment as the application. We'll create an RDS DB instance with this environment and create it inside a VPC. I'm going to use I'm just going to go and use a T1 micro. There's not that much code. I'll select my pair, not worry about the containers, let it default. No tags. DB engine will be SQL Server Express Edition. We're going to need 20 gigabytes to run that. I'm going to give it the standard SA username for SQL Server and then a secret password. Retention setting. Terminating can permanently delete data. So we'll create a snapshot of it and leave it in a single availability zone. We are in North Virginia and we need 2 locations for RDS and 1 for EC2. The instance profile and service roles are either the default, everything is set. At this point, we launch. It should start deploying. What we see here is that the health is gray and it's in the process of launching, which will take a while. And once it's done, it will turn green and the health will be green, the color will be green. Alright, a few minutes have passed, and in our environment we have a check mark highlighted in green and health green and several info events also in green. So at this point I would like to click on the URL, which is right up here, and explore what comes up the first time. It may take, oh, there it is. Okay. So this is our sample application as given to us by Amazon. On the .NET front, I have a simple application with MVC 5 and a couple of new menu items. Not too much that I'm going to put into effect, but enough changes to take a simple project and show that you can publish what was made into the cloud, into our Elastic Beanstalk environment, and then subsequently any changes thereafter can also be posted. The name of the project is Test MVC. And while it's coming up, let me point out that I have downloaded the SDK and installed it, which should be fairly straightforward. The SDK comes off of our Amazon website and can be Googled quite easily. Once installed, you have to add a profile in which you must give them your access key ID, secret access ID, and account number from your Amazon console in the security credentials screen. That security credentials screen is off of your name of security credentials right there in the top right corner. So here is our application. We have the default home controller and a couple of controllers that I added. We have some views in CSHTML using the Razor engine, and we have models for the database access and the two tables that I've constructed. Over here on the left, as I was pointing out before, you need your profile. You log in using this profile, and we can look at what's available on our cloud. And here's Elastic Beanstalk. There's the Test MVC that we just created. This application was instantiated into an environment called Test MVC-env. Okay, and this application, which will run locally and produce a simple web page. Maybe I should have bought a faster computer for this demo. Will be ported over and modify the website as created by our sample application. Here's our local host. This is what it looks like. This is default information, and we've got students and tutoring, and we've got an about page. And so we are going to send this using our SDK to our environment. Here's our project name, Test MVC. If we right click on it and select Publish to AWS, we can redeploy to an existing environment. Select Next. We're using our profile in North Virginia. Here's a version label. This is all can be defaulted. Click Next. Open environment when wizard closes, and deploy. Okay. The output from Amazon Web Services is displayed on our output window. While that is going on, we could make a change or explore some of the other items we have. We can open up a window and look at our EC2 instances. I just cleaned up a lot of old stuff. So we're seeing just the Test MVC-env instance, which is already running. We should also see an RDS instance, which we created. We're not using yet. Today is the 13th. It was created on December 13th at 12:44. This is using SQL Server Express Edition. Created a previous one with Web Edition. Okay, if we look at our output window, it says that our publishing to Elastic Beanstalk completed successfully. Now, sometimes successfully means it still has a few more things to put into place, but we'll try and refresh our cloud home page and see what we get. Now, we can check on our dashboard to see if what's been modified. We have logs in Elastic Beanstalk, which can be used to debug problems. God knows I've used them a couple of times. You have to request them. It'll get your last 100 lines. It's assuming you just had a problem. Once you get a line item here, you can double click on it and it will open it up and show you what the results of all your efforts are. You can make sense of it if you put a little time into it. We've got errors that have come up here in the past when I deployed a demo application. An example of what I found in here is a missing DLL. I found several of them. They were in the computer's General Assembly cache and were not deployed with the project. So when the project tried to open up the window, then it was missing into DLL and you got an error. Let's try this one more time. As I said before, sometimes deployed successfully means it still has a few more things to put in place before it's updated. Okay, so right on the money, here's our test MVC with the tutoring students about and contact menu item. We can go into our development environment and take, so right in the body we're going to say test MVC is a sample website. And created by Jose Forcade for CSEIE 90. So we're going to replace, I don't believe we even have to build it. Well, let's build it just in case. It built very quickly, and then all we do is go to test MVC, right click and republish. Click on deploy. It's only going to deploy the changes, I believe, but it looks like it's going to take a few seconds and a few minutes. So while that is redeploying, we can inspect our S3 occurrences that we've created. This is completed. We want to go to, and then right here, look for an update. There's our updated test MVC website. Thank you for watching my demo.